This recording is for 4.5, the application of linear relations. As soon as you see this word, which makes a word questions, some of you might always have this kind of fear about word questions. Now, hopefully that after this section, certain unnecessary fear could be overcome. Because it is linear relation. So linear relation, basically it is the y equals to mx plus b. So the slope, it's a certain rate. So we talk about the rate of change in the previous section. And then the x is that how many years or how many different things. So the rate is for each function or for each relation. The rate is determined then based on the change of x and some kind of initial starting point, and then you can calculate in the end what the y is. So it's basically just the application of this linear function. All right. Now, so the reason why we always, nobody likes, I don't either, the word questions is not because it's difficult in the nature of the question. It is only just troublesome to read these words. So I think if we could be just be a little bit more patient and read some of the information is important, some of the information exactly not even important. Now, for example, a TV repair company charges a fixed amount. Now, whether or not a TV repair company or a car company doesn't really matter. So these informations does not have any importance whatsoever. But the important thing here is there is a fixed amount. Now, plus an hourly rate. So for a service call, what does that mean? Means that you call somebody to come into your house to repair something. They always have a fixed amount. Now, supposedly they go to your house and then realize, oh, by the way, there's nothing wrong. Your TV, probably shake it and then it works now. But then you say, okay, well, you're not even here for 1 hour or we don't have a problem. I'm not going to pay you. That cannot be the scenario for the repairman. Therefore, you're always going to be charged a fixed amount. Doesn't matter how long he was at your house. So that is why important to know the fixed amount. And then after that, some of the companies say minimum 1 hour after that. Well, then I guess minimum 1 hour, even though he's in your house for 2 minutes, you still have to pay the fixed amount, which covers his time in travel and the gas money he spent to get to your place. And then, although he was at your place only for 2 minutes, you still have to pay minimum 1 hour rate. All right? Now, 2-hour service call is $80, and a 4-hour service call is $140. So in this case, it ended up that you heard from other people. If the fixed amount was not being told to you, it's only just say, okay, 2 hours will cost you 80. Now 4 hours will cost you 140. Then here you say, well, then how much is this a fixed amount and how much is hourly rate? Now let's take a look. So first of all, I say write an equation. Okay, the equation will be the total cost will be the hourly rate multiplied by how many hours and the fixed amount, right? So here we go. That is our equation. Now the second is the hourly rate is the slope. So that means the more hours it takes, the more you're going to be charged. So now we can use this two information. First of all, it says 2 hours is this fee. 4 hours is this fee. So then the total cost for 4 hours is our T4. That's 140. Subtract the 2-hour work charge, then that is 80. So this is $1, how much you're being charged. And then how many hours? Now here. So in this case, now you calculate the slope of this function. Now the slope is also the hourly rate, right? Now we can put this hourly rate back here to calculate the fixed cost. So then what's going on here is that, okay, so I have the total cost is a T equals to my hourly rate now I know is 30 and multiplied by how many hours, and then I have a fixed cost. So now let's take a look at 2-hour charge. So 2-hour charge ended up at 80, and then that is 30 multiplied by 2 because 2 hours, and then that is C. So then this is 60 here, this is 80 here, and plus C, move the 60 over here, becomes 60 subtract 80 subtract 60 equals to C. Now C is 20. So this is a $20. So that means the total fixed cost is $20. All right, so now we find the equation is here. Hourly rate we found out, fixed amount we also found out, and then the domain and the range. So the domain means that yes, he could just be showing up the door, 0 hours. Well, you're going to be charged for $20. Doesn't matter. He just set a foot into the door and you have to pay the fixed rate. Now he was with you for 1 hour. So 1 hour is $30. $30 add on the fixed amount, the 50. All right, so then that is all the range. And this is the domain. It's all the by the whole hour. So you see that this person, even though he's only with you for an hour and 20 minutes, you still need to pay for 2 hours. Okay. Now the next question. An antique dresser increases in value. So you see these kind of wording, just ignore, because if your head full of all these words and then it just important information cannot even get in. So forget about antique dresser or used car, it doesn't matter. It basically says increases in value $50 per year. So then you already had a rate, right? So your slope is $50 per year. And then depends on how many years, and then this increase will just keep increasing, right? Now it says the dresser now, or whatever the thing is now, worth $600 now. So then it says write an equation to show the current worth of this one. That is a C, depends on the number of years of T. So then what does that mean? So that means, so this is in the future, because the current worth, how the current worth means whenever, if it's next year or the year after next year, at that time the current. So then the cost of this whole thing, starting with 600, and then it increases $50 by each year. Now here, your textbook uses a T as a variable, which is fine. T means time. Now this time is by per year. So then this is the equation. Now, what price was paid for the dresser? It was bought 3 years ago. So that means, so the 3 years ago, so then the cost will be, if that is 600 right now, then your per year 50 would have a negative 3 because it's counting back, right? So then you do this and you end up with the number is 450. So 450 is if you bought it 3 years ago you will pay for this, but now you just bought it this year, then it's $600. Now in 5 years, well then sure, in 5 years that means in 5 years cost starting from this year is 600 and then 50, and each year increase by 50, then you got 5 years. So then this is 600 plus 250, and then you ended up 850. In 5 years will cost you this much. Okay, well then the domain is okay, 3 years ago, 2 years ago, 1 year ago, and right now, 0 years right now, and 1 and 2 and 3. So then it keeps going. All right, so in your exercise set, there's quite some interesting questions. I would highly suggest you to somewhat go through them all to take a look to see what are these questions, what these questions are. And you have a weekend, and hopefully I trust that some of you will be able to have the tenacity to go through 12 questions. If you can do that, I can guarantee you that you would absolutely be able to overcome that, if not all, but at least some level of the fear towards word questions. Thank you for watching.